Yes, we're almost right. We're right. At least according to my watch. Okay. Well, welcome. Thank you all for being here today. My name is Nickie Antonio. I am the state representative from Ohio House District 13, serving Lakewood and the west side of Cleveland. I am pleased to be with you this afternoon to announce the introduction of the Ohio Fairness Act of 2015. I would like to welcome some of my colleagues who are standing with me, behind me. Not all of the colleagues that have signed on to this bill are with us today. They're with us in spirit. But with us in person, we have Representative Driehaus from Cincinnati. We have Representative Ramos from the Lorraine area, and we have Representative Stinziano from the Columbus area. So thank you all so much for being here. I want to say that these representatives, as many who have signed on to the bill already, have really been supportive of this type of legislation for a very long time. As we're all aware, this year in the United States, the Supreme Court issued a landmark decision granting marriage equality in the United States. Today, all couples, including gay and lesbian couples, have the right to marry the person they choose, the person they love, and enjoy the full depth and breadth of constitutional equality and recognition of marriage, and live happily ever after. We would love that. But while the Supreme Court decision has certainly been something to celebrate, there still is much work to do to achieve full equality for all members of the LGBT community. Although same-sex couples can now marry in Ohio, they still risk being fired from their job, evicted from their home, or denied service based solely on their real or perceived sexual orientation or gender identity. It's wrong, and it needs to change. Although fairness and equality in the workplace and in the marketplace is a basic guarantee that all citizens have in our state, they have a right to expect, it's a right we should also enjoy. The ability to put food on the table and a roof overhead and take care of one's family is an expectation of membership in our civil society. And Ohioans know that workplace discrimination is unfair and that a person should not be fired from a job based on who they are or who they love. Nearly 80% of Ohioans favor adding LGBT protections to equal housing laws. 76% of Americans believe LGBT citizens should be protected against discrimination on the job. Numerous Ohio companies understand that laws and policies that allow for discrimination against a class of people act as a barrier to attracting the best and brightest to our state. Ohioans know our state is a great place to live, work, and raise a family, and that should be true of all families, including members of the LGBT community. The public believes in equal protection for all citizens, and now it's time for Ohio to catch up. We're here today, again, to call for fairness, equity, and dignity for all Ohioans. Today I ask my colleagues in the General Assembly to join me in moving forward by prohibiting discrimination in employment, housing, and public accommodation. The Ohio Fairness Act legislation will add sexual orientation, gender identity, or expression to the list of classes protected from discrimination found in the Ohio Revised Code. It also upholds existing religious exemptions under Ohio civil rights law. Sarah Grimke, a slavery abolitionist, feminist, and suffragist, wrote in 1837 when discussing the radical idea of a woman's right to speak in public, "I ask no favors for my sex. I surrender not our claim to equality. All I ask of our brethren is that they will take their feet off our necks and permit us to stand upright on that ground which God has designed us to occupy." It's time for the LGBT members of the state of Ohio to stand upright, without barriers or discrimination, and be full and complete citizens with the protections and promise of full equality on the ground which God designed us to occupy. Thank you. And with that,